We need to fire fucking everyone. That may have been the single most embarrassing performance by the Panthers so far this year, and I had to watch them play the Lions and the Dolphins. This entire game was showing just how inept we are from the top of the organization to the bottom, and I am done being patient. I am done being optimistic. I've tried my best this entire season to have a bright look on things, to have a positive outlook, just to do anything that wouldn't make me all doom and gloom and yelly, but there's nothing anymore. This entire team is a fucking joke. This week we've been getting non-stop articles about how impatient Tepper is, how he's not a very patient man, how he's gonna take out coaches. Well, it didn't fucking happen with Rule, and now it's taking too much time with Reich. I didn't think I would agree with firing a coach in his first year. I thought you would at least give him 1 or 2 years, but seeing how bad this team is after we were told as a fandom that we just have to drop in a QB and we'd be ready to go, this is unacceptable. The play we're seeing on the field is soulless. There is no life. You've already admitted that there's no identity, so we need to get him the fuck out. The only coach that I see that is actually worth retaining would be Evero. Evero has had the defense that has been banged up this entire year playing at a really high level despite the fact that they are injured all the fuck. So he's the only one that I would say should have a safe job and should be considered for who should be the real head coach in our organization. I've been a fan of this team all of my life. I've been here through the ups and downs the entire time. But this is just a new low because of the fact that we had so much hope going into this season. We thought we were ready to take the jump even though our quarterback was a rookie. But no, instead we put our rookie quarterback that we traded the entire house and the kitchen sink for, but no, we put him in a position where he is forced to throw ball after ball into a receiver's hands that just bounces right off. We make his poise that was so great before the draft look like he's a schizophrenic out there and can't find the receiver that's actually real. The only thing that a defense has to do to make the Panthers offense inept is take away Adam Thielen. If we don't have Thielen, we're fucked. We had a guy from the practice squad come on this game and actually make a fantastic separation play where Bryce was able to actually throw a dot to him. What's his name? No one fucking knew before this. The only reason I knew who Mike was is because I know him as a Madden player. Oh my god. So from the top, Tepper, you need to start actually doing some shit. Everyone is showing how impatient you are with the fucking soccer team, but with your football team, show that same initiative. Make the changes mid-season because there is no reason why you should be up in your fucking suite looking down at the product that you're seeing on the field that you own and being okay with this. Frank should have been gone yesterday. Fitterer, none of your draft picks have worked out. Mingo looks ass. The team you've built around Bryce looks ass. Nothing you have done has really worked out besides Adam Thielen, and that's it. And you got lucky there. He was supposed to be a veteran guy that mentors the young ones, but no, he's forced to be our number one guy because you can't draft correctly to build a competent receiver core. Reich, you have this team playing soulless football. They have no fire. They have no spark. They have no will to win the game. All they have to do is just go out there and play just pansy-ass Division II level football. And I say Division II because we just got beat by one of their damn QBs. Every other, and I mean every other team in the NFL, has a better scheme for any guy that they put into the game versus us. The only team that maybe be worse at this is the Giants, and that's going pretty far. Because we have a good quarterback. He has shown flashes of greatness as well. If we develop him correctly, Young is going to be amazing. But I don't trust any of the coaches to do that because they have shown that they cannot even develop a fucking fruit fly to land on shit. This football team is a fucking joke. And I actually, for once in my life, I've always said the whole like, oh, this worst NFL team could probably be beaten by an XFL team or the best college team. But I still think we could beat that team, but it's going to be much closer than it should be. We are playing like we just became a franchise. Like we just came back to 1995 and just popped into existence with no one to play for us. Thomas Brown. I understand that he is a rookie play caller, But the fact that there is like little to no difference between the play calls that are being made from him to the play calls that were made by Reich, I just do not understand why we even made the switch. Why did we change that at the bye week? And honestly, that's probably the only reason we got the win against the Texans, because they didn't know the few different plays that Brown would call. But otherwise, our offense is so one-dimensional, there is nothing that we can do that would change anything for this season, because every team knows exactly what we could call. It's going to be a halfback dive, a halfback stretch, or it's going to be a random ass rollout. And don't forget the coveted wide receiver screen. Ooh, scary. Yeah, it's really scary when you're throwing to a 33-year-old fucking wide receiver on a screen when you have all these dynamic young guys who don't know how to fucking run on the simplest of turf. Hayden Hurst, all I have to say to you is, catch the fucking ball before you run. I have seen you over and over again this season get the ball in your hands and you're already turning your damn head to get some rack before the ball is secured. Secure that motherfucker. Diamond, bitch. You know what that means. Put the ball in the diamond, bring it into yourself, and then you can turn your fucking head. But until then, just catch the fucking thing. And apparently, Terrace demanded a trade before the trade deadline. That didn't go nowhere, and we saw why in this game. He made one good catch, but after that, he had fucking bricks for hands, looking like fucking Evan Ingram, and I just cannot understand why we thought that this wide receiver room, this tight end room, was acceptable under any means. I saw someone on Twitter say this, and I think it's the best way to put it. This team is unbearable because we're not even, like, comedically bad. It's not that we're so bad it's comical, we're just unbearable to watch because there is so much that we could be doing to improve this team that is not being done. The offensive line had a lot of pancakes today, but the problem is they were the ones being shoved on their ass. The amount of times I saw Bozeman or Throckmorton being shoved on their ass after a play was fucking comical. That's the only thing that's comical about this team, because of the fact that I am seeing our offensive linemen get pancaked when they're supposed to be the ones protecting our young quarterback. That is just, it is so bad that I can't help but smile and go fucking insane. The fact that we got something as coveted as a punt return touchdown and we couldn't do anything with the boost of energy that should give your team really shows just how defeated this team is before they even step onto the field. How they feel like they have no support, how the offense is just dead, how the defense has to do everything on the field, and the moment they break even the slightest bit, it feels like the game is already out of reach. That is how all the fans feel when we watch this fucking football team, and it's why that you're seeing the stadium seats absolutely fucking barren. When you see blue in Bank of America, it's either going to be an opposing team's blue or the blue of the seat you're sitting on. This team has been bad for years, but I would have never expected the fact that we are this bad. The only chance we have now of not only having one win this season is if a divisional game just somehow goes our way, because those are crazy. But otherwise, I don't see how we can win another game this year. We are the worst the NFL has to offer, and it's by a wide margin. And the fact that I actually thought that we were going to have a pretty alright year and maybe sneak into a wild card spot. But no, the only thing wild is the fact that I haven't lost my fucking mind yet. I don't think I've ever been this angry at the end of a season too. Because that's what this feels like. It feels like the end of the season. We had, like, if there was one game that all the Panthers fans really wanted to unite against and win, it would be the Bears because of how much of a cunt they've been to us this entire offseason. But we can't even do that when they don't even have Justin Fields. Imagine if they had Justin Fields this game. Imagine if he did. We would have gotten blown out. Because every time that we had a little bit of pressure on Bayesian, which wasn't a fucking lot, he probably would have escaped and scrambled for fucking 20 yards. And that's another thing, too. Excuse all of you who say that we should have traded Brian Burns. You just got a glimpse of what life without Brian Burns would have been. Because he's our only source of pass rush when we're going up against a semi-competent offensive line. Because we can have guys sneak in there every now and then when the offensive lines on other teams have holes, or if they're just not too good. We can have other guys sneak in there every now and then. But without Burns there, they are able to divvy up the work against our second-rate guys so much better. Burns does more on the fucking rush than you think, even if he's not putting up the sack numbers. It's because he's taking away their best guy. You're going to put your best blocker on Burns. You're going to double Burns often. You're going to make sure you try to chip him. And that leaves other guys open to get to the quarterback. But without him, they can just blanket all of our guys because we have nothing behind Burns. And Fitt, I want to ask you a question. If you are not going to pay Burns, why wouldn't you have traded him when you had DJ Moore on a contract? You just extended him. The Bears were asking for certain players. To my understanding, it was Burns, Moore, or Brown. Why wouldn't you trade one of the two that you have not extended and don't intend on paying, even though you should pay them, and then trade the one that you already had on a contract? That makes no goddamn sense. And because of this, there are going to be even more mouth breathers who are going to blame Young, act like he is all of the problem. And that Young has issues. He does. But the thing is, I trust him to fix those if we get him a competent coaching staff, which we don't have at the moment. But yes, he's made issues, but he is not the problem. He is not the problem at all. He has some rookie mistakes. Oh yeah, the Colts game, he's the reason we lost. I'm willing to say that. I'm sure he's willing to say that too, because he knows how to take accountability, unlike the rest of the fucking organization. And I know for a fact that once we get him a competent coaching staff, he's going to take that next jump really easily. But until then, I am seeing this coaching staff, this front office, this ownership drag my team down into the pits of hell. We as a fan base don't deserve this. We don't deserve this. We've given so much support over the years of mediocrity, over the years of just being generally inept. But what are we rewarded with? We're rewarded with more complacency. Complacency to just be average, then complacency to be below average. Now we are being complacent and being the bottom of the league. And there's nothing more I can say other than blow it the fuck up. Blow it all up. Take your 3 or 4 key players and then just blow it all up. After that, you have those 4, build around them again. I do not care anymore. Take out the coach. Take out the OC. Maybe keep the DC because everyone's doing fine. Take out the GM. And I wish we could take out the fucking owner, but of course we can't do that. So all we can hope is that Tepper decides to put on his big boy pants, tuck in his dick, and try to actually get something done. The Bears, they didn't even play that well, but they played just enough to beat us, which means, guess what? That's all you need to fucking do. That's all that matters in the NFL. That's all they just played barely better than us. Their offense kept getting hurt by our defense. The defense did well, keeping Moore in check, making sure Foreman didn't go too crazy. And those are all guys that were on the Panthers last season. Funny that. But yeah, just fucking blow it up. Blow it all to hell. I want it just everyone gone. Everyone just clean slate. Fucking raise the earth. Fucking hell bomb it, napalm. I don't give a fuck. Level it to a playing field and build around the 4 little building blocks that you need. Now I'm going to be done ranting now before I blow out my fucking back. So, thank you all very much for watching. My name's Colin Winters. I'm the host of Panthers Place. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.